أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته الحمد لله رب العالمين Inshallah, we are going to conclude the battle of Uhud in this video inshallah. So um, as the battle pretty much were finished, the bodies of shuhada, of those martyrs, were laying down. So Prophet ﷺ, he saw a woman. He didn't recognize her. He saw a woman running toward the body, those bodies that were laying on the ground, and the dead body. So this woman running toward the bodies, and Prophet said, the lady," meaning make sure this woman who is running toward the bodies, make sure he doesn't proceed. And it was nobody but the Prophet's aunt, Sophia bintu Abdul Muttalib. Sophia is a prophet. She's the full sister of Hamza. Sophia and Hamza, they're brothers and sisters. So Sophia heard that her brother Hamza became Shaheed in Battle of Uhud. So they were so close, growing up. In some narrations, Sophia, even in Prophet, they're only 1 year apart. Because even though Sophia is Prophet's aunt, but some narration said she is 1 year older than Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And as of Hamza, Prophet and Hamza, they're about the same age because they both suckle one woman's breast. So when Sophia was rushing, and Prophet told the Sahaba to stop her because why? Because some of the bodies were completely mutilated, like the body of Hamza. We talked about that. And Prophet didn't want Sophia to see the mutilation of Hamza, and that was absolutely demoralized her. And then she was stopped by her own son, Zubair ibn Awam. Zubair is Sophia's son, Zubair ibn Awam. So Zubair ibn Awam stopped her and he said, "Oh, mother, where are you going? Stop right there. Don't proceed. Don't go." And she said, "Move away. I don't need you right now." And then Zubair said, "It is a command from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet want me to stop you, not to proceed." The minute she heard that it was a command from Prophet, she stopped. Allahu Akbar. You see how the profound respect they have for Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She stopped right away. And she had a true shroud, true kafan. She said, "Okay, take this true shroud and this true blanket and wrap my brother's body with it." So Zubair said, "I took the two blankets, and where Hamza was laying, there was another Sahabi. He was from Ansar. He's from Medina, and he didn't even have anything. He didn't have shrouds on him or anything. So Zubair decided to give one shroud to that dead Sahabi next to Hamza, and give one to Hamza." You see, there's a ruling in the jurisprudence in fiqh. Even though the donor of the shroud, in this case Sophia bint Abdul Muttalib, she gives two shroud for her brother, but in the circumstances that there was another bodies that need a shroud. So one shroud is enough to cover one body if there are more, dead body. So in this case, they split the shroud, give one to Hamza, Hamza to cover the Hamza body, and give another one to this Sahabi body. Allahu Akbar. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, um, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam starts surveying the field of the Uhud, meaning he would go around the field and see who is alive, who is dead. So he would go around and check the bodies. And then he told the Sahaba to dig a grave and make sure the grave that they're going to dig, make sure they have to put it in first. Those who memorize the Quran or those who are more knowledgeable about Quran than others. Allahu Akbar. So those who really know the Quran has to be buried first. So the people who are honored with the Quran were giving the priority over those who know less Quran. Allahu Akbar. So this would tell us that someone who memorized the Quran, we must respect them. As Prophet ﷺ said in one of his hadiths, it said we have to respect those with the gray hair, meaning the old people. Our elder, we have to respect them, and we have to respect those who memorize or who are more knowledgeable in Quran. We have to respect them. So when they dig a qabr, sometimes they would, two people or three people would be in one grave. So as we said, there were 70 the Sahaba who lost their life in these days. So the best among them was the one who knows Quran more than them. So the more that you know Quran, you have the priority. So when Prophet ﷺ, when he saw the body of Hamza, as we talked about that before, he couldn't stop crying. He cried till his beard became soaked with the tears. He couldn't help himself. He kept crying, and he said, "I'm gonna I'm gonna avenge Hamza's. I'm gonna avenge Hamza with 30 people. I'm gonna kill 30 people in place of Hamza." In another narration, 70 people. That's what Allah said. Allah said, وَإِنْ آقَبْتُمْ فَآقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا أُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ وَإِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ. Allah said, وَإِنْ آقَبْتُمْ, if you want to retaliate or if you want to avenge, if you want to punish, فَآقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا أُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ, you must punish to a degree that you've been punished with. Meaning, if you must avenge someone, like someone kill your parents or whatever, you cannot go ahead and kill two or three people. The one who did the wrong, you could retaliate or you could punish that person to a degree, to the same exact degree they punish you. So that's what Allah is saying. In aqabtum, if you want to punish or if you want to avenge, فَآقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا أُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ. So you must avenge to the exact terms that you've been avenged with. And Allah said, in sabartum, but if you have a patient and you forgive, لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ, this is better for those who have patience. Allahu Akbar. So from this point, Prophet decided, you know what, he's not going to do that anymore. There's no mutilations in Islam. If someone, if you kill someone, you cannot mutilate their body in wars or anything like that. So it's forbidden because of this. So Prophet ﷺ forbid mutilations. And he commands Sahaba to, dig graves uh, and make sure that those who are honored with the Quran go to the graveyard first. So, and Prophet ﷺ, he stood in this, shuhada, meaning he was with the shahid, those who became martyr, and he supplicated, he made dua for them, and there's a one hadith, Prophet ﷺ said, those who become shaheed in the day of resurrection, when their body is resurrected, their wound, meaning the wound they got or the injury they got that caused them to become shaheed, that wound became fresh in the day of resurrections, but the blood spotting, it won't be like a blood, it would be more like a musk. Misk is like a perfume type. So the smell of their angels became like a misk. So they would get up in the day of resurrections with with a fresh wound, but smell like a misk. Allahu Akbar. So we said 70 people in pass away in Uhud, and in some narrations 70 Ansar pass away, and only five Muhajirun pass away. So in total, some said 76, but the majority says 70 people pass away. So when this happened, the Sahaba start saying, "How come this? I mean, why we 70 people were killed, and we're the Muslim? Why we lost so many people like that? Why?" Then Allah revealed in Surah Al Imran, Allah said, "Walamma asabatkum musiba, qad asabtum mislayha, qultum anna haza, qul huwa min indi anfusikum, inna Allaha ala kulli shay'in qadir." Allah said, when a calamity befall you, even though you inflicted double the amount of what they got, meaning in Badr, the believers killed 70 people out of the Quraysh, and they took as a prisoner 70 people, so total 140. So that's what Allah is saying. Allah said, so أَوَلَمَّا أَصَابَتْكُم مُصِيبَةٌ, when the calamity befall you, قَدْ أَصَبْتُم مِثْلَيْهَا, like you caused this same calamity to the Quraysh twice. So what the Quraysh has done to you in Uhud, you have caused the same to them, but twice. Meaning you killed 70 of them and you took 70 prisoners, but they only killed 70 in you. And Allah said, you had said, "Kultum," and you said, "Anna haza," why this is happening to us? Qul, O Prophet, tell them, "Huwa min indi anfusikum." The reason 70 people were killed, it happened because of you. You made the mistake. You made the error. You disobey Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You could not stay on the mountain. When you see the wall booty, you all run after it. That's the reason why this happened to you. And Allah said, "Inna Allaha ala kulli shayin qadir." There's no doubt Allah is capable of doing everything. So, and in Uhud, there was only one prisoner of war caught in the entire war. One prisoner was caught, and this prisoner, his name was Abu Uzza. Abu Uzza, he was fighting against the Muslim in Badr. So Prophet ﷺ and Sahaba, they caught this guy, Abu Uzza, in Badr, and he was taken as a prisoner. So remember, we talked about the prisoners that were caught during the Badr. So they had to pay 400 dirham, or some say 4,000 dirham, in order to be safe. Meaning they have to save themselves. They have to pay that money in order for Prophet ﷺ to release them. So this man when he was caught as a prisoner, he said to Prophet, this was during the Battle of Badr. So he said that to Prophet ﷺ, "Oh Muhammad, I'm a very poor man and I have many daughters to take care of. There's no one who would take care of my daughters, but I'm taken as a prisoner here. If you will be kind, I know you're a very kind person. If you will be really kind to me and free me and let me go to my family so I could take care of my daughters, it would be really nice." And Prophet said, "Okay, I will do that. I won't even need you to pay the ransom money, 4,000 dirham. But this is the deal. If I release you, you will ever join the Quraysh in another battle against the Muslim. Ever." And the man said, "Okay, no problem." So he was released and he went back to Mecca. So in the Uhud, Abu Sufyan called this man, Allah Akbar, and he convinced him. Abu Sufyan said, "Oh, Abu Uzza, why don't you come with us?" Because this Abu Uzza was a poet too. He used to write poems. He was a very good poet. And Abu Sufyan told him to write a poem against Prophet and the Muslims, to denigrate them. And he refused. He said, "No, I can't do that because there's a deal between me and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, and Abu Sufyan said, okay, so you don't want to write poem, fine. But how come, what about you come with us to Uhud? We are 3,000 people. We are outnumbered Muslims. We could win this war. And there's absolutely no doubt we could lose this war. And if we win, whatever we got as the war spoil, you're going to get your share. But let's say if you happen to be killed in this war in Uhud, I promise I will take care of your all kids. All your daughters become my daughters. I will take care of them. They would inherit from me. Allahu Akbar. So that's how he got Abu Uzza this way to come to Uhud, even though there was an agreement between him and Prophet not to ever fight the Muslims. So Abu Uzza, he said, okay, fine, I'll come. So when he came, he was caught in the war. He was the only person caught in Uhud, and that's why right away when the Muslim caught him, he was executed right at the Uhud. The only prisoner were caught. At the same time, they executed him. They killed him because that's a treachery. There's no treachery in Islam. No, you promise something. There's an agreement between you and somebody. You go behind their back and become treacherous. You can't do that. So it's intolerable. And this man meets his death like that. So in that case, so Prophet ﷺ, um, when Prophet ﷺ was coming into Medina now, so this is after the Battle of Uhud. So now he's in the Medina. The woman, start, you know, um, start ranking, meaning start standing up to greet the Sahaba coming into the Medina and see who live and who die. So everyone's looking for their family members to see who's alive and who's not. And women would go to from door to door and they'll start wailing. This time the wailing was not haram. Wailing mean, when someone passed away, you start crying and start making noises and say, "Oh, what have I done to Allah to deserve this? Oh Allah, you took this person away from me. How are we gonna be? Our life is this type of thing, like wailing to cry your eyes out and say things that are not permissible. That's called wailing. So this time, wailing was not permissible. Wailing was still permissible before it became haram. So women would wail, they would cry over their family's body. And Prophet said, see, there's absolutely no one to cry for Hamza because at that time, there's Hamza didn't have like some women. Some said at this time, um, Hamza maybe the wife that he had in the time of Jahiliyyah didn't convert. But at somehow Prophet said that there was no woman who could come and wail, meaning cry for Hamza. So the Medina women come together and start crying and wailing for Hamza. Right after that, Prophet said, so from now on, wailing became haram, meaning you cannot start crying over dead body and say things. Meaning you could cry if you have someone pass away, absolutely. Because the tears is the rahmah. It's permissible. You could cry, you could sob, but you are not allowed to say things that is haram. To say things that would completely anger Allah. You cannot say that. Those are called wailing. So and Prophet, forbade wells after the welling of Hamza. Allahu Akbar. So in this period of time, one Ansari woman, she gave birth to a boy, and she came to Prophet Sallallahu oh, I have this baby. Who should I name this baby after? And Prophet said, why don't you name him after Hamza, my beloved uncle Hamza. Allahu Akbar. So this would teach us, we could name our kids after our uncles, after our fathers, and those we look up to, in Islamic jurisprudence. So Prophet ﷺ would visit the family of Sahaba, the family of Sahaba who passed away in Uhud. So Prophet ﷺ visit this a Sahabi woman. Her name is Hamna bintu Jash. Hamna bintu Jash. Hamna is the wife of Musab ibn Umair. We talk about Musab ibn Umair. We said he was the young man in Mecca who was very very rich, but he rejects. He embraced Islam, and his mother took everything away from him till he rejected Islam, but he refused. And he was the first ambassador that Prophet ﷺ sent to Medina. So because of him, there was no tribe in Medina except there were Muslim in that tribe because of Musab ibn Umair, and he died. We talked about his death in our last episode, in Uhud. So his wife is Hamna bint Jash. So when Prophet ﷺ came to visit her, and Prophet ﷺ said, um, "Ihtasibi, ihtasibi." This is the usually the Arabs in back in the days when they're about to announce a really bad news, they would say ihtasibi, meaning expect your reward from Allah, meaning be patient for what you're about to hear. So when Prophet ﷺ said ihtasibi, and she said, "Oh, what's going on?" And Prophet said, "Your husband." Before Prophet even said your husband, Prophet said your brother passed away in Uhud. And she said, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun." She took it very, very kind, and it was not a problem for her because in her back of her mind, he became shaheed. And then Prophet repeat the same word again. Prophet said, "Ihtasibi," and she said again. And Prophet said, "Your husband Mus'ab ibn Umair, Allahu Akbar, passed away," and she couldn't stop. She started crying. She started crying because the love she has for her husband was immense. And that's what Prophet ﷺ said, for the special love that Allah put in the heart of a husband and wife. See, a woman could come from a family, her fathers, her brothers, her sisters, her family members could pass away, but that would not affect her more than a close husband, because there is a special bond between wife and husband. So she couldn't take it. She cried and cried and cried, you know. And there was another woman, you know. There was in this hadith, this woman, her father passed away, her husband passed away, her brother passed away, meaning her father's brothers and husband, they all got killed in Uhud. So she was, she was waiting for people to come in, you know, and she couldn't see her father, her husband, or her brother. In some narration, her son. She couldn't find none of them. So nobody would approach her and tell her that your families all passed away, because everyone was afraid to break the news to her. And then at some point, one Sahaba approached her and tell her, "Ihtasibi," meaning expect your reward from Allah and be patient. Your brothers, your fathers, your husband, they're all gone. They all passed away. And she said, "What about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What about Prophet? What happened to Prophet? Because I heard Prophet also passed away. Is that true?" So she didn't even care much about her father, husband, and son, or brothers passed away, but her only worry was to find out whether Prophet was okay or not. And they said Prophet is okay. She said, "No, where is he? I want to see him in my own eyes." And they show her Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she said this very very famous word. She said, "Kullu musibatin ba'daka jalal." Allahu Akbar. Kullu musibatin ba'daka jalal. This means, after seeing you, O Prophet, after seeing you alive, every musiba, is fine. Every musiba is I could cope with. Every musiba is easy comparing to as long as you're alive, O Prophet. Allah Akbar. You see how they love Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So after this incident, the now the Quraysh, were going back to Mecca. But as they were moving back to Mecca, they were confused, you know, so because they were, they start disputing, should we go back and finish off, this Muslim instead of going back to Mecca? We haven't achieved anything. So they start disputing. And among them was Ikrimah ibn Abu Jahl, the son of Abu Jahl. He said, I think we should go back and finish them off once and for all. Because if you look at it, we haven't done anything, we haven't achieved anything. And besides, our women are not even happy with us because we could not finish the job we start. And after all, Prophet Muhammad, he said he would not say Prophet, but he said, oh, and Muhammad is not dead. We all know he's alive. So meaning, if he's alive and this Islam thing is still going on, and we didn't get exactly what we want, so let's go back and finish it off. So when he said that, um, Safwan ibn Umayyah, we talk about Safwan ibn Umayyah a lot. He was the one who plotted to kill Prophet with his cousin Umair ibn Wahab. We talk about those two when they plotted next to Kaaba, and Umair said, "Oh, if I could only find someone who would take care of my family, I would go ahead and kill Muhammad in Medina." And Safwan promised him that he would take care of his family, Umair family. So when Umar come to Mecca and Umar grabbed him, and Prophet said, "What brought you here? Oh yeah, Umar." And Umar said, "Well, you guys caught my son in Badr. I'm here just to." And Prophet said, "You lying. You didn't come here for your son. You come here because you plot with Safwan ibn Umayyah to kill me in Mecca next to the Kaaba." And Umair couldn't believe it. He said, "Who told you? There's absolutely no way you would know this if you're not a true prophet." So that's Safwan ibn Umayy. So he said to Ikrimah, he said, I don't think we should go back because um, when we were fighting this Muslim in Uhud, many of the people from Medina didn't come to fight us. Some of them stayed behind. So we only fought 700 people. So now that we killed 70 of them, 70 of Ansar, so their family that stay behind in Medina, they must be furious. They must be really, really angry to take revenge against us because we killed their family members. So if we go back, not only Prophet and the Muslim would come and fight us, but those who stay behind will join them, and they are completely angry. So it would be a chaos for us. Allahu Akbar. But what Safwan didn't know is that those who stay behind, those are hypocrites, they're not Muslim. But he didn't know that. But this is what he said. So when Safwan said that, um, Prophet, had the same thought. Prophet said, I think these people, the Quraysh, they might turn and come back and fight us again. So Prophet called the Muslim, and he said, only those who participate in Uhud, I want only those people to come back and fight again, because I have a feeling the Quraysh might come back again. So when he called for volunteering, Ali ibn Abi Talib and some other Sahaba, 70 Sahaba, come and said, we're ready to go. Allahu Akbar. That's what Allah commented. Allah said that in Quran. Allah said, "Allazina stajabu lillahi wa rasul min ba'di ma asabahum al-qarh min ba'di ma asabahum al-qarh lillazina ahsanu minhum wattaqaw ajrun azim." Allahu Akbar. Allah said, those who respond to Allah and His Messenger after the wound had affected them, after they've been wounded in Uhud, but they still respond to the call of Prophet and to the call of Allah and His Messenger. And then Allah said, For those among them who did good and they fear Allah is a great reward. Allahu Akbar. So, meaning those who participate in Uhud, Prophet want the same people who participate in Uhud to go back and defend. So among them was Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abu Bakr, and many of them. You know, so because Prophet did not want anyone who stayed behind, like those hypocrites, to join the group. No, he didn't want that at all. So, and Prophet ﷺ told Ali ibn Abi Talib to go ahead, to go ahead before them because he would join later. He told Ali ibn Abi Talib to go to a place, Hamra, Hamra al Asad. Hamra al Asad is a location next to Uhud. Prophet ﷺ told Ali ibn Abi Talib to go to that place and to observe this Quraysh far away. And if he sees them, and if he saw them riding a camel, that means they're not coming back to fight. They are going back to Mecca. But if he saw them riding a horse, riding horses, that means they're getting ready to come back and fight again. Allahu Akbar. What a smart man. Prophet ﷺ was extremely, extremely smart. Genius. So Ali ibn Abi Talib went ahead, and Aisha radiallahu anha, the mother of the believer, the wife of Prophet ﷺ, in this, when the ayah was revealed, Allazina stajabu lillahi wa rasul, those who respond to Allah and His Messenger, even though after they had a calamity, they were afflicted with a wound in Uhud, but they still want to go back and fight again. When this ayah revealed, and Aisha was narrating this ayah to her nephew, Urwa ibn Zubair, Urwa ibn Zubair. So, and she said to him, she said, when this ayah came, both of your fathers were among those who respond to Allah and His Messenger, even though they were injured. Allahu Akbar. And what she was referring to was Abu Bakr and Zubair. Because Urwa, his father is Zubair ibn Awam, and his grandfather is Abu Bakr. Allahu Akbar. So Urwa is a son of the sister of Aisha, meaning he is the grandson of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. So Abu Bakr has a daughter. Her name is Asma bint Abu Bakr. So she had a son named Urwa, and she also had a son named Abdullah, because she was married to Zubair ibn Awam. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam joined joined in Hamra al Asad. Hamra, like I said, Hamra is a place very close to Uhud. So they stayed there just in case the Quraysh come back. And Prophet stayed there for 3 days. Allah Akbar. He was not scared. He said, if Quraysh they're willing to, if they want to come back, we'll be here. So they waited for 3 days while the Quraysh are running to Mecca. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there was a man, his name is Ma'bad al-Khuzai. Ma'bad al-Khuzai is from Bani Khuza'a. He was visiting Medina right after Uhud, and right after the day of Uhud, because the Uhud took place in Saturday, in the 15th of Shawwal in Saturday. So in Sunday, that's when Prophet ﷺ and Sahaba went to Hamra al-Asad to wait for Quraysh in case they want to come back. So this man visited Medina, and when he saw Prophet and Sahaba, he became sympathetic, even though he was not a Muslim. Ma'bad at that time he was not a Muslim, but he became very sympathetic with the Muslim, and he could not believe the Quraysh would do such thing in their own kin, in their own family. Just because someone said they're believing in one God, and you're willing to mobilize the whole army just to fight them. They left you in Mecca, they left you alone, but you still want to fight them. Allah Akbar. So he couldn't believe the Quraysh would do that. And so Ma'abad, he left Medina. Now he met Abu Sufyan and the rest of the Quraysh, you know. And Abu Sufyan said, "Oh, look, this seems like a Ma'bad al-Khuzai. Let me ask him, since he's coming from Medina, maybe once we saw how the people from Medina, how they, if they demoralize or if they, if we know their state, then we could decide whether to attack them or if we have to retreat, we do so." So he asked, Khuza. So Abu Sufyan said, "Oh, Khuza, I know you're just coming from Medina. So what's going on there? How's this Muslim doing, and how's the Muhammad doing?" And this is his response. Allahu Akbar.